Yo, what is up YouTube? My name's Aaron and today I have some information to give you, and you can take with it what you want and leave what you don't, but I am going to go ahead and speculate, and it's not really a speculation, it's pretty much 100% true, that newer Call of Duties are absolutely destroying your controller. Now, the reason why I say that is you're on average hitting the A button at least 2.5 to 3 times more than any other Call of Duty in COD history. You're knifing more, you're basically having to hit the buttons on the controller more than any other Call of Duty. Because if you think about it, mainly all you ever really needed in COD was being able to run, being able to, and that's another thing. I'll touch on the running in Advanced Warfare also. So being able to run, being able to look around, maybe jumping to like climb something, switching weapons and reloading, and obviously aim down sight and shoot. But in this game, you're having to press A pretty much all the time if you're gonna win a gunfight. And sprinting, like I said, you're holding down sprint all the time, or at least you should, because you do not run out of sprint. It's just always being mashed down, and that causes a lot of idle sway. And if you do not know what idle sway is, it is something that I'm currently experiencing, not really on my run stick, but on my look stick, or whatever you want to call it, the right stick. And basically what that means is I could let go of the controller and it moves, the character moves. And mine happens to be the worst of all. I know my 360 controllers, they had it, but this is like, I've never experienced anything worse, and not from a controller it's not even 1 year old yet. And that's how I really know Advanced Warfare is really wearing down our controllers, and it's basically making me look up. I've had this problems, I'd say, since about the start of summer is whenever I started noticing it, and it started getting cumbersome, and it actually used to be worse. And then I like looked up some stuff that you can do, and if you do have a little bit of idle sway, which is any time that your character spins, looks up, looks down, kind of walks to an angle. Mine also walks, but it's not that bad. And do that. So here's the little trick that you can do. Hold down your thumbstick for 15 seconds, just hold it straight down without moving it. And then after 15 seconds, just kind of rotate it counterclockwise or clockwise, 360 degrees all the way around. And then once you get all the way around, do it the opposite direction all the way around. And that kind of resets it. It kind of fixes your thumbstick for a little bit. And also something to do with idle sway, and it could be with the Xbox One controller, but I don't notice idle sway as bad is if I like pull the thumbstick out as hard as I can. Not really as hard as I personally can, but as far out as it would go, and then push it down in the opposite direction. I feel like it kind of like counteracts what's happening, and it fixes it. So Black Ops 3 is going to be just as bad, except it's going to have a problem that I had with the 360 controller. Guys, trust me, my controllers have went through torture. And it's a problem where if you hold a button down, especially the A, B, X, and Y's, and this is also a PS4 too, so I don't, triangle, square, circle, hexagon maybe, I don't know, or maybe I just call it all 4 and I'm like dumb right now, but it happens the same way. Idle sway and button, this button thing that happens is having to hold down A to jump or to stay floating actually can keep pressing it in more and more, weakens the bonds where the motherboard is, and your button could actually press down further than what it's supposed to, and your button will get stuck. And basically what that means is like you're pressing it down, and not everyone presses it directly down. It's usually your thumbs on the right hand side, and it's kind of dragging to the right a little bit. So what happens is you're pressing it down to an angle, and it's going to get to a point where it gets stuck at that angle. It goes underneath the plastic and it holds it there, and it's really annoying because it's not that hard to fix, like being able to pop it back out, and not mashing it down hard is pretty much the only thing you can do. And the only way to fix it is kind of like get something like a pen and kind of slide it back out a little bit, but that's something that you're probably going to notice after playing Black Ops 3, especially if you no-life a game like I do, and especially Advanced Warfare, just completely no-lifed it. And another bad game type for destroying your controllers is zombies. If you play big zombies games like I do, like 5-hour, 6-hour zombie games, and then you just kind of go back and play multiplayer, you'll understand that zombies really does stress your controller. You don't really know what you're doing, like all the stuff that your controller's doing in a zombies game, until you're playing like huge zombie games, because you're not always standing still. You're not like in multiplayer, you go to a main menu and your controller gets a break. It's constantly in motion, and it can kind of mess with the controller. So I'm thinking Black Ops 3 is definitely going to be the #1 controller killer, right behind or right in front of Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare really devastates a controller. So there are 47 days left until Black Ops 3. That is so hype. I cannot believe these days are passing by so quick, and I can't wait. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully I informed you about your controllers, and don't get paranoid. Like, I know probably whenever you watch this, you're gonna be like, well, you know what? My controller's starting to act up a little bit too. Like, don't just get paranoid and think that you need a new controller. By the time I got a new controller on the Xbox 360, I think I played with it for about 2.5 years, and it was horrible. It was like I could shake my controller and it would like reload my weapon. I would switch weapons. It was so bad. Like, I played past the limit of the controller. So I'd say a good rule of thumb is about every 2 years, every year and a half, you'd probably need a new controller, especially playing these newer games. It's just really demanding on the controller. But I know I'm just kind of going on a tangent now, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like this video if you haven't already. And if you'd like to join the community, get daily shoutouts, or at least weekly shoutouts, make sure you check out my my subscribe channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I'm out. Peace.